Are here, say hello. It's Thursday. We're here for Mega Selling Artist Live. Today, I'm really excited because I am going to be talking to you about giving you a formula that is going to help you draw your customers out so you can find your ideal customers and get them to come out of the crowd. And this is a formula that has repeatedly produced, where one post can produce 1,000, 2,000, 2,500 ideal leads. So I would love for you to say hello as you're signing in, and we are going to dig in. All right. Hello. Hello. Hey, I see Judy here. Good to see you. All right. How many of you are out there on your social media and you would like to see, you'd like to produce more sales from all that work you're doing out there? If that is you, I want you to say me in the chat. I want to hear from you. Who's frustrated? Are you frustrated by creating, all the energy that it takes to create all that content, to put it out there on your social media, and maybe you're not getting enough results to feel like it's worth all the effort? I don't know about you, but I've been there. Judy's, yep, me. I see another me. So thank you guys for being here. I love it. This is my favorite day of the week when I get to connect with y'all, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. But for those of you who are in that situation, you're like, yeah, I'm doing all this work. I really need to start seeing results. I'm going to be able to give you a really quick tool today that is going to help you be able to quickly find those ideal customers. We're talking about quickly, meaning one post can help you find all those ideal leads that you can then follow up with and work them through your system, right? Whatever, I hope you have a system. If not, we can talk about that so that you can follow up with them and walk them through everything they need to say yes to your offer. So for that to happen, for our social media to drive sales, we need to have enough people see our stuff, right? See our content, see our stuff. And that happens when we have a lot of engagement on a post. If we don't want to pay for ads, we're talking about organic here. We're not talking about paying for an ad. We're talking about having a post that is going to drive traffic organically to you. That happens when we have a lot of engagement on the post. The more engagement we have on a post, the more people are going to see it. So it's the algorithm. I know you guys hear that word all the time. You're like, yada, yada. The algorithm can work for you when we know how to work with it. So let's dig in. We want to make sure that when we're out there and we're on our social media and we're putting all of our content out there, that we're not just attracting, the people who are there for, to watch funny pet videos, right? And we don't want the trolls, the people who are there to stir up trouble. We've all had that, where we have weird people saying hello to us and all kinds of things, or people saying mean things to us. That's not what we want when we're on social media. We want to be attracting the people who are truly interested in what we have, in who we are, and what we offer, what we provide the world. So this formula is going to help you do that. As you're here, I'd love for you to say hello. I always like to see who's here. Sorry, my voice is, while you're saying hello, I had to get a drink. And if you're watching this in replay because you can't be here live, I get it. I get it. We all have stuff. Some of you are sleeping across the world. So if you are watching this in replay, make sure you type hashtag replay so I know that you were able to be here. For those of you who don't know me, we do have some new members in the group. That's exciting. I love having new people. Welcome, welcome. I'm Shauna St. James. I am the founder of Mega Selling Artists and Women Embracing Wealth. And what I do is I really equip artists and creative business owners and entrepreneurs with all kinds of sales psychology secrets that make selling easier, and the low tech tools and really efficient systems that you need to be able to have a 6-figure year or a 50K year. Whatever your goal is what I want you to have. So that's up to you, but the content that we're teaching you will help you reach any goal you want. Hey, I see Marla. I see Katrina. I see a couple of other Facebook users. I'm so sorry, StreamYard is not showing me your name, but later, afterwards, I'll know who you are. All right, here we go. Let's dive in. There are really 4 steps to this formula that's going to help you create content, that's going to help you create a post, that's going to help your ideal customers, ideal leads identify themselves and stand up and raise their hands. When we're out there on social media, it's really helpful when we know who's interested in us, not just everyone that's out there, because when we can focus on those people, it actually makes our social media worth it and then produce sales. So here it is. Number 1, the first part of the formula. And I know you've heard this before, but I want you to think about this in a different context. We're digging into sales psychology here. I am giving you some real juicy stuff. And if you've thought about this before, I want you to go deeper than you have before. Okay, so that first thing I want you to think of is, what problem does your product solve for someone? So what issues or challenges does your product fix? That's super important. We have to know all those details. And I can guarantee you, no matter what your product is, you fix more than one problem with your product. Sometimes it's really hard to figure this out. It is not an easy task, but this is the whole foundation of the formula. We have to know what our product does for people. So, let's go into some examples. Let's say a real estate agent, right? A real estate agent, they're solving problems for people who need places to live. We're going through some obvious ones, but I want you to think about it in these terms. Or a car dealer, someone who sells cars, a dealership, they're solving problems for people who need vehicles, right? Or if we are an artist, a creative artist, we're solving problems for just one of the problems. Keep in mind that all of these have multiple problems. We just can't unpack them all. But one of the basic problems that artists solve is people who have blank walls. Do you know how many people just live with walls that they haven't put anything on? It is a lot. It's surprisingly a lot. And whether it's because they never got around to it or because they don't know what they want, there's all kinds of reasons for that. But that is a problem that we solve as artists. Or if you're a shoe company, right? Let's say you're Zappos. Well, you have a shoe for every different kind of activity there is, right? So what problem do you solve with your product? How do you help someone? The next one, number 2, is then we have to go through and we have to figure out who has these problems. Who has the problems that we actually fix? Because then we need to go find them, right? We need to know how to find them. That's what this whole formula does. So after we know what our problem does, we need to know who has the problem, because that's how we're going to know where to start looking. So if you're a real estate person, you're going to know that, people who are downsizing, people who maybe are being relocated, maybe it's something they really didn't plan on, but they're being relocated. And maybe it's something they're actually kind of stressed about, right? Or maybe it's a younger couple and you're looking for people who they have growing families. They need bigger homes. If you're a car dealer, it could be, you know, you're solving a problem for someone whose car who just like died, who just broke down. Or maybe they know their car is getting older and they're like, I think it might be time. Maybe they want something more economical. Maybe they have, a huge SUV. They don't have the kids anymore. They're not hauling stuff and they want to downsize to a smaller economical car, right, for their commute. Or if you're an artist, you're looking for people who maybe they're new home buyers, right? Or maybe they're remodeling. Maybe they're just refreshing their decor, like they're doing an update. People who are ready to do a room refresh. They're like, oh my gosh, everything here is outdated. I want to change it up. That's a problem that we can solve. Yeah, giving you juicy stuff here. I'm hoping you guys are getting this, and I hope you guys are willing to tell me, yes, this is helpful. All right. If you're a shoe company like the Zappos company that I use, they're looking for people who are maybe like outdoor enthusiasts because they like to hike. Or maybe it's people who have, they have a special occasion, right? It's a graduation or it's a wedding. Those are the kinds of problems that they solve. We need to know who has our problems so that we can go out and create content that's going to call them out, right? Getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so number 3, after we know who has the problems, we need to really identify what stage of awareness are these people in, our ideal customers. Do they really know? How aware are they that they have this problem? How painful is this problem to them? It's a better way to put it, right? How much of a priority is it for them to solve this problem? That's going to make a difference because we're going to create different messages based on how aware they are or how urgent they feel this problem is. I've been intentionally courting 40 somethings that either have a new second home, perfect, a vacay home, or want a refresh, a room or two, alongside working with interior designers. Love it. Love it. That is a great target market, right? Now, when we know those things about our people, it's so much easier to create content that they know, that they immediately see that we can help them because we know what their problems are. So what stage of awareness in? How quickly do they need to solve it? Did their car break down? Like literally, or their car died? Well, that's a pretty urgent problem. These people have to solve that problem right now. Or maybe it's someone who did get the invitation to, their niece's wedding. Maybe that's 6 months down the road though. How urgent is it for them to solve that problem? Or maybe they got the invitation and they haven't really processed everything yet as to what they're going to need to be ready for that wedding. Or maybe they're the mother of the bride, right? Maybe they are moving and they are really aware that they need to have this fixed. Maybe they have an Airbnb and they want to get that thing ready and ready to rent, and they have 3 weeks to do it. They're very aware of what they need. So what we would say to them is different than what we would say to people who are I don't know. Oh yeah, my house is kind of outdated. Maybe they don't even know their house is outdated. That's where we need to know. We need to know that. Okay, so number 4, we need to be able to create content that highlights their problem. This is the final thing. We need to be able to create content that highlights their problem and compels them to respond to it. Meaning we want them to step out of the woodwork, raise their hand and go, oh my gosh, that's me. Or yes, I want that. Absolutely. That's what we need to do. We need to create content that they can't resist because they immediately go, oh, absolutely, that is going to fix my problem. So I do have a couple of examples And I think if you look at my post this week that I created for you, where I was promoting what I'm going to talk about, that's a perfect example. I created a piece of content that I knew relates to a problem that my customers have, that is something my product solves, right? I solve for you as a coach and as the program coordinator, creator of Summit Seekers. That's what I do. The people who benefit from working with me the most are people who they're fed up with the DIY in it, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of trying to figure out piecemealing all this stuff together. I want someone to give me a really concise system, a step by step, know what to say every day, know what to do every day, so that I can get to where I want to go with my goal. These are the people that I look for when I'm out here and I'm talking to my clients, when I'm coming into coaching. When it comes to my art, that's a completely different kind of client. So love Summit Seekers. Yay, I love it. When you're selling art, you're going to be looking for people who have the issues that your art solves for them. All right, I think I've made that clear. So here's a couple of examples of a formula that will do this for you. So I've got blank, want it. I've got blank. That would be the solution. I've got blank. Do you want it? Does that sound good to you? Are you interested? Powerful formula, right? If I could give you blank, would you be interested? Who wouldn't want that? Like, oh my gosh, you're going to give me this? Yes, I want that. That's where like a lead magnet would fit in, right? Or maybe it's just a presentation or a talk, whatever that blank is for you, you want to be able to use that. If you could have blank, would you want it? Would you do it? Would you claim it? Would it be helpful to you if blank? These are the kinds of things that are going to help people immediately identify themselves as, oh, yeah, I had that problem. Raise their hand. They're your ideal clients. These kinds of posts, I'm telling you, I have clients who are producing ideal clients from one post. And we're talking, I think it's over 2,500 now from the last time I talked to her about one of these posts. And she didn't even have to ask a question. She just knew where her people were, knew what her people wanted, and was able to post content that immediately caught their attention because they're like, oh my gosh, that's me. That is the formula. So if you are ready to do this, and I'm going to say you're ready to do this the smart way, right? If you're ready to get off the sidelines, get in the game and play the smart way, where you're not trying to go out there and piecemeal all the free training together, where you're not just repeating the same content over and over again. And you're like, I'm so tired of trying to create new content. If you want a system for that to make that easier, I would love to talk to you. If you want to do that, if you want to have a chat, it's a free consultation call. I do not charge for these calls because we may not be a good fit, right? It may not be something that's going to work for you. And that is totally okay. I do not want you to be, to jump into something that you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. So if you would like to talk about what that is though, and kind of create a plan for where you need to go with your next steps, I'd love to chat with you. So you can hit hashtag SMART. Even if you're watching this in replay, if you hit hashtag SMART, I will be following up with you and we will see what we can set up as a time that works for you so that we can have a chat. All right. I hope that was helpful for you. I kept you 20 minutes today. I was trying to keep it to 15, so I went a little over, but I want you to be able to get out there, use this formula. And if you have questions, right, if you're like, I don't know what problem my product solves, it's okay. I understand. I was there. A lot of my clients have been there, but that's where we have to start from. If you want help with that, I would love to help you with that. All right, I'm going to sign off. I got to jump over to another call. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.